Hey everyone, and welcome to Poetic Insight. In this Poetic Insight, we'll talk about a poem from CBSE Classes 9 to 12 weekly. But let's see. Today, we are diving into a beautiful yet poignant poem that many of us can deeply relate to. My Mother at 66 by Kamala. Kamala was an eminent Indian writer who wrote in English and Malayalam. Her work is celebrated for its raw honesty, exploring themes of love, betrayal, and the complexities of human relationships, often with a deeply personal touch. In My Mother at 66, she gives us a heartfelt glimpse into the universal fear of losing a loved one, especially a parent. It is a short poem, but it packed a powerful emotional punch. My Mother at 66 is a beautiful and universal poem about the bittersweet reality of aging and unspoken fears we carry for our loved ones. Kamala Das masterfully uses simple language and evocative imagery to create deeply moving experience. The poetry of Kamala Das, referred to as confessional poetry, that is, you confess many of your inner feeling and thought. So My Mother at 66 can also be described as confessional poetry. Let's break down this poem line by line to truly understand its depth. Driving from my parents' home to Kochi last Friday morning. The sitting is immediately established, a drive, perhaps a regular one, from her parents' home. The emotion of last Friday morning makes it feel very real and immediate. Once, the poet went to visit her mother. She was on her way back to airport, returned to Kochi. She looked at her mother, who was seated beside her in the car. Her mother had dozed off to sleep, and her aging face was smoky in color like ash. Her mouth was open, and she resembled a dead body. The poet realized that her mother was old. She felt pain and sympathy for her. Her mother needed love, affection, and care. Now, the next line. I saw my mother beside me. Her mother is right there, beside her in the car. A seemingly ordinary moment that quickly turns profound. Now, the next line. Those open mouth, her face, a scene like that of a corpse and realized with pain. Means, this is where the stark reality hits. Her mother is dozing, vulnerable, and the sight of her mouth open, and a scene, meaning very pale, and the grace is disturbing. The comparison to a corpse is incredibly strong and unsettling. It is a moment of painful realization about her mother's age and frailty. Next line. That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. The realization is painful. She can no longer deny her mother's aging. She looked old because she is old. But as women often do with uncomfortable truth, the speaker tries to push this thought away to deny the impending reality. Now, the next line. And looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. This is a deliberate shift in focus. To distract herself from the morbid thought, she looks outside. The young trees sprinting suggest movement, vitality, and growth. The merry children spilling out of their homes symbolize joy, innocence, and new life. This vibrant imagery acts as a stark contrast of her mother's declining stage. Now, I hope this much clear. Next line. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, means the journey continues and they reach the airport. The security check implies a moment of separation, a necessary but perhaps uncomfortable distance between them. Now, the next line. I looked again at her, when pale as a late winter's moon. Means, after the distraction, the reality of her mother's appearance returned. Wan and pale reinforced the image of weakness and lack of vitality. The comparison to a late winter moon is particularly striking. A winter moon is dim, hazy, and lacks the brilliance of a full, bright moon. A late winter moon suggests the end of a cycle, the fading of life just before spring. And next line. And felt that old familiar ache, my childhood fear. This vivid image brings back a deep-seated, lifelong fear. The fear of losing her mother, a fear she likes experience even as a child. It's primal, universal anxiety. Now, the next line. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Means, despite the profound internal turmoil, the speaker maintains a brave face. She cannot express her fear or pain to her mother. Instead, she offers a simple, reassuring farewell and a forced smile. The repetition of smile and smile and smile isn't a sign of genuine happiness, but rather a desperate attempt to hide her true feelings, to put on a facade of normalcy and hope, even as her heart aches. It is a poignant act of love and protection. Now, poetic devices. Let's look at some of the brilliant poetry devices Kamala Das employed to make this poem so impactful. Simile. This is perhaps the most prominent device. Her face is seen like that of a corpse, directly comparing her mother's pale face of a corpse, emphasizing decay and lifelessness. Wan, pale as a late winter's moon, comparing mother's faded appearance to a dim, fading winter moon, highlighting loss of vigor and approach of an end. Contrast. The poem effectively uses contrasting imagery to highlight the speaker's internal impact of a harsh reality of aging. We see the contrast between the aging mother, a sane, corpse-like, wan, pale, and the vibrant outside world, young trees sprinting. The merry children spilling out of their homes. This contrast underscores the theme of life, vitality and growth versus decay and the inevitability of death. Imagery. This poem is rich with the sensory detail that create vivid picture in the reader's mind. Visual imagery. Open mouth, her face, ashamed, young trees sprinting, merry children spilling, van pale as a late winter's moon. Emotional imagery. Realize the pain, that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. Repetition, the repetition of smile and smile and smile at the end of the incredibly powerful. It doesn't signify joy, but rather a forced attempt to cancel deep sorrow and fear, emphasizing the speaker's desperation to put up a brave front. Enjoyment. Notice how the line flow continuously without punctuation at the end of many lines. For example, driving from my parents' home to coaching last Friday morning, I saw my mother. This creates a sense of natural speech and urgency, mimicking the flow of thoughts and observation in the speaker's mind. Metaphor. While not a direct X is Y, the sprinting trees can be seen as a metaphorical representation of time trying to by rapidly. So, what are your thoughts on this poem? Have you ever felt a similar ache for someone you love? Let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more poetic insights. See you next time.